Hey girls, my name is Rachel and my girlfriends call me the blowjob queen. As girls, we all want to know about BJs, oral sex, fellatio, blowjobs, BJs. And the thing with BJs is that they can be a really important part of a relationship or of any sexual encounter. And maybe like you, I was once a girl who was totally confused when it came to giving blowjobs. There's a lot to know and there's a lot to remember even before you get started. It can be kind of overwhelming. So whatever you want to call it, we all think about it. And not only do we think about it, some of us do it a ton with our boyfriends and with other guys that we fool around with. The thing is, whether we're doing it or not, there's something we all need to know. And that something is about STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. It's not really the sexiest thing to talk about. And it's hard enough to talk about blowjobs unless you're talking with your very best friends. And even then, it can get kind of weird. So imagine how difficult it is when you start talking about oral sex and all of these crazy kind of awful diseases that could happen. So it's not really the kind of cool conversation you're going to have on a first date with a guy, right? But regardless of how awkward it seems or how sort of gross it might seem, you've got to have the conversation, and it's something to definitely think about, whether you're in a relationship just with one guy or whether you're having fun with lots of different guys. So the two most important things when it comes to preventing STDs would be condoms and knowledge. And communication is pretty important too. So there are a few different STDs that you've probably heard about. There's herpes, there's chlamydia, there's gonorrhea. Even the names sound awful. You need to read about them and know about them in terms of your relationship and in terms of the guys that you're having oral sex with or any kind of sex with, and you need to know what the risks are. Remember, I told you this isn't the sexiest conversation. There's also HIV, which is the virus that can cause AIDS, and there's all sorts of other incredibly undesirable STDs that could potentially be passed during oral sex and while you're giving a blowjob. There's HPV, there's syphilis, there's hepatitis A. Can you say yuck or no thank you? So here's the deal, and here's how you can reduce your risk of STDs from blowjobs. First, you want to limit your exposure to sexual fluids. This means the semen that comes from your guy when he has an orgasm, whether you're giving him a blowjob or something else. You want to ensure that you and he don't have any cuts or lesions in your mouth or on your genitals. You want to use barrier methods like condoms, even though some girls and guys feel that they take away from the fun and the excitement and sort of the spur of the moment part of oral sex or any kind of sex. And then when it comes to the spit or swallow question, you want to remember that STDs can be passed through semen and can come through the mouth. So you want to be aware of that, and you want to talk about that with the guy beforehand and sort of gauge what you're going to do based on how long you've been seeing that guy and how many other guys or girls the two of you are seeing and sort of what the nature of your relationship is. So here's the deal, and if you know me and you've heard any of my other videos, you know that a lot of girls are embarrassed to talk about blowjobs. It's not something that always comes up in conversation, even though it's something that a lot of girls are wondering about. So it can be a little embarrassing to talk about blowjobs, and what can be even more embarrassing and definitely not any fun is talking about STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. But what I always tell girls is that, it would be worse than talking about STDs, getting one or having one. This is something that we all want to avoid at all costs. So take the right precautions and always be careful, always know what you're doing so that you and your guy can suck and swallow and do whatever you want safely to your heart's content. So remember, condoms, knowledge, and communication. Those are your keys to being healthy and safe. And in case you haven't figured it out, my passion is all about sharing what I know with girls just like you so that you and your guy can have amazing, incredible, fun experiences in the bedroom and elsewhere. So for more information and to download very discreetly and immediately my amazing guide with everything I know about giving blowjobs, you can visit me at www.rachelseesthelight.com. That's www.rachelseesthelight.com. Take care and have lots of fun.